Hey guys, so I thought I'd do a pickups video. These are my Black Friday, post Thanksgiving picks up and purchases. So I have movies, one action figure, some video games, and some comic books. Now this will be part one because part two will be some stuff. Barnes and Noble and Vinegar Syndrome orders I'm still waiting on. I'm sure they'll be shipped out soon though. So without further ado, let's start out with my Goodwill purchases. This is a Firefly Malcolm Reynolds reaction figure. And I didn't know there were Firefly figures from Reaction. So, I saw this on the floor. And I was walking around in Goodwill, and I found this guy. I was like, I'm going to pick this guy up because, like I said, I don't see Reaction figures around too often. Yeah, I don't see him around that often around here. I don't see him often around here. And I'll open this guy up. These figures that remind me of the vintage Star Wars figures that Kenner did. I think those were in the 80s. And here's the back. I'll show the back. You can collect the other. I don't know. I'm probably not going to get the other figures. It's just kind of like a knick-knack sort of. And I think I'll take this guy out of the pack because there's a sticker on the back and it's like, yeah, I prefer to take my figures out of the package anyway and display them. And I don't buy figures that often, but like I said, this guy was cheap. Yeah, why not? Another Goodwill purchases movie Showdown in Little Tokyo. This is an old Snapper Case DVD. I haven't seen this movie. I've heard about it. I guess it's kind of like Big Trouble in Little China. I think. I don't know. But it has Dolph Lundgren and Brandon Lee. And it's directed by Marco Lester. He did Class in 1984, Class in 1999, and Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I kind of know what I'm getting into with this. A fun action movie. Kind of a martial arts deal. Now let's check this out. Not a movie you really hear about a whole lot, but I thought this looks fun, and it wasn't that expensive either. Because Goodwill, they don't have a lot of DVDs when I went there, but I figured I'll get this one. They had like 2 HD DVDs even. It's like you don't see those around anymore. Yeah, barely. You barely see them around anymore, and it's like. I don't have an HD DVD player because everybody and their brother pretty much has good Blu-ray players nowadays in some form or fashion. But yeah, I just look forward to checking this one out. And then for comic books, I went to Lucy Comics and Games. I got this one called Her Bargain, Her Bite. It looked interesting. I know very little about this. It's a Top Shelf, I believe, is the publisher. But I like the artwork. And look at that. It's pretty cool artwork in there. Yeah, I'll check this one out. Maybe I'll even review it because it seems like this one flew under a lot of people's radar. Even mine. I didn't know about this. And I'd never heard of it, but it looked interesting. And I tend to buy things that look interesting. I think this will be good though. I don't think it will suck. I'll even show the back there. Yeah, this should be fun. It should be worth reading for sure. And some other comics. These are mainly Bronze Age comics. I don't buy comic books all that often. I used to do it more often, but I think I kind of shifted to where I have a lot of the ones that I already want. I'm pretty satisfied with what I have, so I buy them once in a while. I don't really have the space for comics to keep buying them. I kind of got into other things, but I still do read comic books. And these were reasonably priced for Black Friday because the same place where I got Her Bargain, Her Bite from, Elusive Comics. We'll start out with Daredevil. This is issue 138. Yeah, I have a couple older Daredevils, but this one looked fun with a Ghost Rider in it. And then we got a couple of Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four 195. I haven't read any of these, so I know very little about them, but I do enjoy Bronze Age Fantastic Four, and even some of the later stuff. You know, John Byrne I enjoy as well. Here's issue 196. This is an interesting cover, you know. And I think what's getting me on these is the covers, because they have a lot going on in them, and today comic covers are so different. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just it seems like back in the 70s and 80s, the covers were, you know, a lot more going on, and they kind of gave you an idea of what was going on in the story as well. Whereas nowadays you have variant covers that have, a lot of times have nothing to do with the story. So, you know, I'm glad that back in the 70s and 80s, even I guess even before then, and somewhat after the 80s, you know, the comic publishers were very mindful of what had to be on the cover and whether or not it had anything to do with the story. Because like, I don't know who this guy is, but he looks interesting. Yeah, this one should be fun. Fantastic Four 201. Again, a cover with a lot going on it. And then Fantastic Four 276 is a John Byrne one. This is a you know, kind of a minimalistic cover, but it kind of caught my attention. It was like, you don't really see anything like this too often. Who is this witch lady that is mentioned? It makes you want to find out. And then another one that a friend of mine has, and I don't think I have this one already. This is The Thing and Spider-Woman. It's a Marvel 2-in-1, and this is issue 85. So there's also the final fate of Giant Man. Yeah, that's what that says. Kind of hard to see for me in this camera what number it is, so I have to look at it before. But yeah, this one looks cool. And I don't have too many Marvel 2-in-1s. I have a couple, but they're always fun reads. Like I said, I'm very selective about what I purchase for vintage comics anyway. I don't buy them that often, and that's why I only bought that many. It's like, I have limited space. But you know what? I figured those will be fun to read, and maybe a while till they get any more, you know, vintage comics and vintage comics, and I'm fine with that because I could go back and reread other ones too. And for movies, so I finally got this from Diabolic. Die Stewardesson, aka Swingin' Stewardesses, aka Stewardesses Report. I think those titles are meant to be tongue twisters. I don't know, but anyway, this is a German Blu-ray from Ascot Elite, and I heard about this one on the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page. Kind of a comedic sexploitation movie, which I like. As I said in an earlier video, I'm not super into sexploitation, but you know, I'm willing to check it out here and there. And I think it's one of those things you have to be in the mood for the most part. I'm not really going to show the back because there's nudity on the back. But in that 10 Room Bizarro, which I might link to that in the description, I probably should, because you might have a hard time finding that review. I know I kind of did, but he does show the back in his review. And this has Dutch, English, Italian, and looks like French language options. I'm not sure if it has subtitles, but I'm pretty sure this is region free. I could try it on my PS4 out of curiosity, and even if it's not region free, I'm getting a region free player for Christmas anyway. So you know, the base is covered either way. And another one I got from eBay. I've been looking for this one up for a while. This was out of print, so I was trying to get a good price on it. And I said I got a pretty good price on it. And this is She-Wolves of the Wasteland, aka Phoenix the Warrior. And I watched this yesterday. It was a decent post-apocalyptic type of movie. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about this other than it was fun and enjoyable. Here's the back. I think this is one of those movies that it'll probably get better each time I watch it. Because I was kind of tired when I was watching this. I didn't get a lot of sleep the night before, and then I had church in the morning. So I was like, I was just looking forward to relaxing. I was thinking about that while I was at church. It's like, because I didn't get a lot of sleep the night before. So I was like, when I woke up Sunday morning, I still felt kind of tired. When I looked tired, it's like, it's whatever though. I'm feeling okay now. And I got a couple from Rasputin. These three. This is Arrow's release of The Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave, which I heard about this movie before. I think the original cover artwork, it has this lady with a skull, and she's holding a guy's severed head. And that's what intrigued me about this movie initially. I guess those breasts are covered up, so that's good. Was that artwork. And I guess that's what the reversible artwork for this movie is. I didn't open this yet to see what that looks like. And this is your DVD, because I don't think Rasputin had the Blu-ray. I mean, if they did, they had very few copies of it. This was the only DVD copy they had, though. Because I don't understand why Arrow. Sometimes they'll release a movie, like the one release will be Blu-ray and the other will be DVD for the same movie. Because all my other Arrows except for one, they're Blu-ray and DVD combo packs. So I don't know why they do it this way. But I look forward to checking this out. Regardless of what release it is, Blu-ray, DVD, I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, you might think it's blasphemous that I picked up the DVD, but like I said, I don't think they had the Blu-ray. They had very few Arrow Blu-rays, if any, and most of the ones they had were the Blu-ray and DVD combo packs for stuff like Blood Rage. I know I saw that one there, and the Driller Killer, which I already have those two anyway. But they had a bunch of copies of We Are the Flesh, which were either Blu-ray or DVD. And I'll eventually pick that one up because I am interested in it. But yeah, this one should be worth watching. It's kind of a giallo type of a movie. And this did come out with another movie called The Red Queen Killed 7 Times. I guess Arrow had released that as part of a 2-pack, which I didn't know that. And I don't know. I'll probably get the other movie separately anyway. But it seems like they didn't really have anything. Like, I didn't know about this movie's release until like a couple weeks ago, but it was released in April of this year. And it seems like nobody really said anything about it. And because usually what Arrow does is they have a part of on their YouTube page, they have like the Arrow video story for whatever upcoming movie that they're putting out. Like they had one for The Thing, they had one for We Are the Flesh, one for Animal Factory, but I don't think they had it for this one, and I don't think they had it for The Red Queen Killed 7 Times. So I don't know why. Some movies they don't, which is kind of weird to me that they don't put out an Arrow video story for whatever movie. But nonetheless, I look forward to checking this out. It's supposed to be kind of out there and kind of strange, but I think I'll enjoy it. And I have Nightmare. I think it's a slasher from 1981. Supposed to be pretty crazy, pretty wild. But I look forward to checking this out. And this was at Rasputin. I noticed this. I was there a year ago around the same time, and they had this movie. And I guess it just sat on the shelf unwanted. And I figured, I'm going to get this because nobody else is going to buy it. And I guess it's because it's one of the more obscure slasher films. So maybe that kind of worked in my advantage, because if everybody and their brother knew about this movie, I don't think Rasputin would have had this movie anymore. And I'm glad to have finally gone. It's the 35th anniversary edition. And here's, I can show the back. Why not? That glare is kind of a pain in the butt, but you can kind of make that out, I think, yeah. And the thing about the Night Evelyn came out of the grave, when I looked at this alongside Red Queen Killed 7 Times, there are pictures of it online. The cover artwork is this and the Red Queen Killed 7 Times both have similar cover artwork. They have the circles and the character in the middle. So I guess it's because it's the same artist, but to me that feels like kind of a cop out that they use similar artwork. Because this artwork is not my favorite Arrow cover artwork. It does the job, but it's just weird to me how they're similar. Maybe the movies have a lot more in common than I think they do, and that could be why. Because I haven't seen the Red Queen Kill 7 Times, but that one might be worth checking out as well. And then lastly, Rasputin, I found this in their cult movie section. I was very thorough when I was looking through there, and I found Tarantulas: The Deadly Cargo with Tom Atkins and Pat Hinkle. And I've heard about this movie before. It's a movie dealing with tarantulas, so I think this will be fun. And I do enjoy creature features and animal horror. Yeah. I haven't watched this one yet, but probably good for, Sunday afternoon. Yeah. And then talk about my games here. Got some PS2 games from, I think it's Bit Replay. And they're a vintage retro game store in the area. I got Darkwatch for PS2. Someone wrote Santos 92 on this, so I don't know who or what that is. I played this game, for about an hour or so, and I really enjoyed it. So I will spend some more time with this game. Here's the back. I heard this is a lot like Halo, like the gameplay, which I don't. I've played Halo a little bit, but yeah, it's kind of it's horror type of western, kind of a Weird West kind of a deal. So yeah, I think this one's right up my alley, because I do enjoy Weird West. And then I got The Getaway. It's I guess it's like GTA, but set in London, sort of like that. It's a very cinematic game, though, and more so than GTA. And the cover artwork reminds me of that movie Renaissance from 2005 or thereabouts. I know this game came out before that, but in the black and white artwork. Here, so the back as well. Yeah. Yeah, another game I've known about for quite a while is Kill Switch. It's a cover-based third-person shooter. And here's the back. You can see that stack there. And then lastly, I got Onimusha. Or Onimusha Warlords. I've been wanting this game for a while. I might check out the other ones, I don't know, but this is like a survival horror game with kind of samurai aspects. This should be fun. And I think this one and The Getaway both come with a manual. I don't know why there's this. Just for me,
the manual. The thing about like buying PS2 games, used PS2 games, is you don't always have the manual. Which I'm fine with that. And I got some PS4 games from
GameStop. And these were buy two, get one free. So I got Atari Flashback Classics Volume 1. This is 50 Atari games for what, $20 or thereabouts. Is a good deal, I think. I don't have an Atari console, but I played Atari games before. I went with a friend of mine to the Atari party. It was about 2 or 3 years ago during the summertime at a local library. So we hung out and played Atari games for quite a few hours there. So I imagine some of these that I played there, I think they're on here. But even if they aren't, this is still worth playing, I think. It has games like Centipede, Combat, Millipede, Bowling, and Sword Quest. Yeah. I'll show the back. I don't really need to show the disc. But yeah, you get an idea of what's there. I didn't know they had these games were put out. But I figured, this looks fun. And I like compilations like this. I have the Journey compilation for PS3 as well. So I feel like I'd rather do that than buy the game separately. And this is probably saving a lot of money than seeking out all these Atari games that are on here. And I got Resident Evil 4 HD. And I started playing this game. I've never played it before. I guess I wasn't old enough at the time to play it. And I don't have a GameCube anyway. But yeah. Resident Evil 4 HD. Everybody and their brother knows about this game. I don't really need to say anything else about it. But yeah. I think this will be enjoyable. This game I definitely want to go back and play more. I might today or tomorrow. It's one of those that I think keeps you engaged and keeps you interested. I don't think I have anything else to say about that. From my experience with it. I don't know. As far as I know, it has all the Ada Wong missions in it, though. And yeah, RE4. You can never go wrong with this game. And then, lastly, this is the final thing I'm going to show. Is Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. And I didn't play this on PS3, so I figured, I'll just get this one. And it should be fun. And perhaps this will complement my Showdown in Little Tokyo DVD there, But yeah, Sleeping Dogs. I guess if it was in Hong Kong, it's like an action kind of game where you're a cop or something like that. Yeah. Alright, well, that's all I have to show for now. I hope you've enjoyed what I had to show off here. I'll have another video probably next week. Like I said, showing off my Arrow and Vinegar Syndrome purchase from other Black Friday sales I took advantage of. That's what those will be. And I might do another video in the meantime. And thanks for watching. Bye.